I grab a pizza and visit my BFBC. He was sick, but his roommate shows me. My BF has company. Oh boy, rain hammered the city like it had a personal grudge. And I was out here dodging puddles with a pizza box so hot, it was practically my only source of warmth. My boyfriend, Ethan, had texted me 3 hours ago, whining about a fever and a cough that sounded like death itself. So naturally, Mia Harper, the world's most devoted girlfriend, decided to play hero. Little did I know, I was about to walk into a scene that would make my heart feel like it got run over by a delivery truck. The pizza joint was a 5-minute walk from Ethan's apartment, a cozy little spot we'd claimed as ours over the past year. I'd ordered his favorite extra pepperoni, extra cheese, hold the judgment because I figured it'd cheer him up. My boots sloshed through the rain as I hurried across the street, the neon glow of the city reflecting off wet pavement. I was picturing Ethan bundled up in his ratty old hoodie, probably looking pathetic and adorable, waiting for me to save the day. God, I was such an idiot. When I reached his building, I buzzed up, and his roommate, Jake, let me in with a weirdly hesitant, hey, Mia. I didn't think much of it. Jake was always a little awkward, like he was perpetually stuck in a high school phase where eye contact was a felony. I climbed the stairs, pizza box in hand, already rehearsing my speech about how Ethan needed to drink more water and maybe not treat his immune system like a punching bag. But when I got to the apartment door, Jake was standing there blocking the way, his lanky frame all tense and twitchy. Mia, maybe, uh, maybe now's not a great time, he mumbled, scratching the back of his neck. His eyes darted to the side like he was trying to signal something without saying it. I frowned, shifting the pizza box to one hand. What are you talking about? Ethan's sick. I brought food. Move. Jake. I tried to push past him, but he stepped in front of me again, his face turning a shade of pale that rivaled the mozzarella in my hands. Mia, seriously, just wait a sec. His voice cracked, and that's when my stomach started to twist. Jake wasn't just being weird, he was hiding something. I shoved the pizza box at him, forcing him to grab it, and slipped past into the apartment. The living room was a mess. As usual, empty beer cans, a half-eaten bag of chips, and Ethan's guitar propped against the couch like it was waiting for its big break. But it was quiet. Too quiet. No coughing, no groaning. None of the sick person noises I'd expected. I glanced at Jake, who was clutching the pizza box like it was a shield, his eyes wide with panic. Where's Ethan? I asked, my voice sharp enough to cut through the awkwardness. Jake opened his mouth, but before he could answer, I heard it a laugh. Not just any laugh, but Ethan's laugh. Bright and warm, the kind that used to make my heart do stupid little flips. It was coming from his bedroom. And then, another laugh joined it. A woman's laugh. High, flirty, and definitely not mine. The world slowed down, like someone had hit pause on my life. My heart pounded in my ears, drowning out the rain outside. I didn't want to move, didn't want to see, but my feet carried me toward the bedroom door anyway, like they were on autopilot. Jake was behind me, whispering, Mia, don't. But it was too late. The door was cracked open, just enough for me to see Ethan sitting on his bed, his hair a mess, his face flushed but not from a fever. A woman was next to him, her hand on his arm, her head thrown back as she laughed at something he'd said. They looked comfortable, intimate, like I was the one intruding. I pushed the door open fully, and it creaked loud enough to make them both freeze. Ethan's eyes met mine, and for a split second, I saw the exact moment he realized he was screwed. Mia, he said, his voice a mix of surprise and guilt, like a kid caught stealing cookies. The woman, a brunette with perfect curls and a smile that screamed trouble, looked at me, then back at Ethan, clearly confused. Who's this? She asked, her voice light but edged with something territorial. I didn't answer her. I couldn't. My throat felt like it was closing up, and all I could do was stare at Ethan, waiting for him to say something. Anything. That would make this make sense. He scrambled to his feet, his hands up like he was trying to calm a wild animal. Mia, it's not what it looks like. I swear. Not what it looks like, I repeated, my voice shaking. You told me you were dying? Ethan, I brought you pizza. I canceled my shift at the cafe to come here. And you're, what, having a cozy little date? The brunette stood up now, crossing her arms. Wait, you have a girlfriend, she asked, her tone shifting from confused to pissed. Great. Now we were both mad at him. At least we had something in common. Ethan ran a hand through his hair, his classic move when he was cornered. Okay, okay. Just let me explain. Mia, this is Sarah. She's just a friend. She came over to, check on me, Sarah snorted, grabbing her purse from the bed. A friend, wow. Ethan, you're a real piece of work. She turned to me, her expression softening just a fraction. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was with someone. He told me he was single. The room spun a little, and I gripped the doorframe to steady myself. Single. He'd told her he was single. I wanted to scream, to throw the pizza box at his head, to do something that would make this hurt less. But all I could do was stand there, feeling like the biggest fool in the world. Jake, still hovering behind me, finally spoke up. I tried to warn you. Mia, I'm so sorry. His voice was quiet, genuine, and it hit me that he'd been stuck in the middle of this mess, probably knowing the truth for who knows how long. I turned to him, my eyes burning. How long? Jake, how long has this been going on? He hesitated, glancing at Ethan, who was now pacing like a caged animal. I don't know. A couple of weeks. Maybe I didn't know how to tell you. A couple of weeks. Weeks of Ethan lying to me, texting me about his fever while he was cozying up with someone else. I looked back at Ethan, and the anger finally broke through the shock. You're unbelievable, I said, my voice low and steady now. I trusted you. I thought we were... I couldn't finish the sentence. The words felt too heavy, too raw. Sarah was already heading for the door, brushing past me with a muttered, good luck with this guy. And then it was just me, Ethan, and Jake, standing in the wreckage of what used to be my relationship. Ethan took a step toward me, his eyes pleading. Mia, please. I messed up. Okay, I was stupid, but I love you. You know that. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound that didn't feel like it belonged to me. Love me. You don't even know what that means. I turned to leave, but not before grabbing the pizza box from Jake's hands. I'm keeping this, I said, my voice cracking. You don't deserve it. The walk back to my apartment was a blur. The rain had stopped, but the air was still heavy, pressing down on me like it wanted to crush me. I didn't cry, not yet. I just kept walking, the pizza box growing cold in my hands, my mind replaying every moment of the past year with Ethan, the late-night talks, the stupid inside jokes, the way he'd kiss my forehead when he thought I was asleep. Had any of it been real, or was I just a placeholder until someone like Sarah came along? When I got home, I set the pizza on the counter and sank onto the couch, staring at the ceiling. My roommate, Lila, poked her head out of her room, her eyes widening when she saw my face. Whoa, Mia, you look like you just saw a ghost. What happened? I told her everything, the words spilling out in a messy, tear-soaked rush. She listened, her face shifting from shock to anger to sympathy. And when I was done, she slid onto the couch next to me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders. He's an idiot, she said firmly, and you're way too good for him. You know that, right? I didn't feel too good for anyone. I felt small, stupid, like I'd been played for a fool. But Lila's words stuck with me, and as the days turned into weeks, I started to see them differently. Ethan's betrayal wasn't just a wound, it was a wake-up call. I'd spent so much time trying to be the perfect girlfriend, the one who showed up with pizza and love and endless patience, that I'd forgotten how to be enough for myself. So I started small. I picked up extra shifts at the cafe, saved up for a weekend trip to the coast, and even signed up for a painting class I'd always wanted to try. I stopped checking Ethan's social media, stopped waiting for an apology that never came. And one night, when Jake texted me to apologize again, I realized I wasn't mad at him. He'd been stuck in an impossible spot, and he tried to warn me, in his own awkward way. I met up with Jake for coffee a month later, mostly because I wanted closure, or maybe just to prove to myself that I could face the pieces of my old life without falling apart. He was still lanky, still awkward, but there was a quiet kindness in him that I hadn't noticed before. "I should have told you sooner," he said, stirring his coffee like it was the most fascinating thing in the world. I just, I didn't know how." "It's okay," I said, and I meant it. "You didn't make Ethan do what he did. That's on him." Jake looked up, his eyes searching mine. "You're different now, stronger. I mean," I smiled, a real smile, the kind that felt like it belonged to me again. "Yeah, I'm getting there." The pizza box was long gone, probably recycled into someone else's story. But as I walked home that day, the city lights bright and alive around me, I felt something new, a spark of hope, a sense that I was more than the girl who got her heart broken. I was Mia Harper, and I was going to be okay. Maybe even better than okay. Oh boy.